Hi guys, this is to help you get started on homework 4, week of January 29th. I'll be focusing on the front side of this homework. The back side is pretty much review. So the front side, we want to simplify the expressions. First we see repeated addition going on with some parentheses in there. Well, since it's all addition, we don't really have to pay attention to those parentheses because of commutative property and associative property of addition. It doesn't matter what order you add these up. Whatever order you do, it's really adding up to 7 times. And part B, the same, just addition. Part C as well, addition, doesn't matter about those parentheses. Part D, we're looking at repeated multiplication. And also part E and F and G. So hopefully those will not be too difficult. We're just trying to get you to see what's the difference between repeated addition and repeated multiplication. I want to talk about H because we need to remember what happens when we multiply negatives. So negative times negative first is positive. So 4 times 4 is 16, and again that would be positive 16, and then times another negative 4. 16 times 4 is 64, but what happens here is a negative times positive leaves us with negative 64 as the answer. In I, only one of them is negative, so 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 times another 6 is 216, but there's one negative in there, so that makes the entire answer negative. In J, it's all multiplication. Again, those parentheses don't matter, kind of just trying to trick you. It doesn't matter what order you multiply in, no matter what order, it is 5 times 5 times 5, so 125. Part K though, why do the parentheses matter here? It's because we have different operations going on, addition and then multiplication. So follow PEMDAS and do what's in the parentheses first. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 is also 8. So we have 8 times 8 is 64. Number 2, evaluate for the given value and solve. We've done this quite a bit in this class, continuing your practice. And so you just need to plug in the value given and then solve for the remaining variable. I'll focus on helping you guys out on letter D. So in letter D, we're plugging in y is 2. And now solve for x. Get x by itself. First we can add 4 each side. And so we have 6 equals 1/2 x. How do we undo the 1/2? Some people like to divide by a half. But algebraically it looks and feels and just is a lot more quicker, it feels better if you undo this as if this is division by 2. We're going to multiply each side by 2. If we do that, then 2 over 2 here cancels, and we're left with 1x equals 12. And that makes sense if a half of x is 6. Then x is 12. Jumping down to number 3, describe the pattern you see in the table. Complete the table. What are the x values doing? What are the y values doing? Here it might be helpful to use some arrows. So x, as you can see, x is increasing by 1. Really each time. It's okay if you just write it out one time, but you can see y is increasing or by addition by 3, so adding 3 each time. Linear, like we've seen before. So I wrote a sentence down here, as x increases by 1, y increases by 3. In the next table though, and another thing you need to do is go ahead and fill in that table. So on your own, fill in the pattern, continue it, fill in all those boxes. Part B is a little or the next one is a little different because it says as you can see, x is going up by 1. We have some negatives in there, but that's okay. It's still going up plus 1 each time. But what's happening from 1/2 to 1? Maybe that's a little confusing, but you might be able to see what's happening from 1 to 2, and 2 to 4, and 4 to 8. Really what's happening is being multiplied each time by 2. So we talk about that in a different way. Instead of saying plus, of course it's multiplication, and so it's as x increases by 1, y increases by a factor of 2. Factor means multiplied. Be sure to fill in that table. So if we're going backwards from -1 back on up, then we're going to get to -2, and if we're going to divide by 2 up here, we're going to get 1/4, and then fill it in this way as well. The very last one also is linear because as x increases by 4, y increases by 1.